Welcome to the Middleware Tech YouTube channel. In this series, you'll learn about user input in Python. Null code examples used in the videos will be available on GitHub. Let's get started.
I want to take input for employee ID, employee name, and employee email, and then I want to print it, right? So let's see one example. Let's see. So for this, I am creating one class. Input demo or EMP details. Assume this is my class, EMP details, right? So inside this class, I want to define one constructor. Okay, last time we talked about constructor. Constructor is used to initialize a class object. So I want to define one constructor inside this class. So how I can define df space constructor. How to define constructor? So in Python, constructor is like this: underscore underscore. It's predefined underscore underscore. Predefined self. This is the constructor in Python. Okay, so this constructor I want to define. So I want to define this constructor. That's why I'm using colon and define it after this. Okay. Okay. So what I want is that I want to take the input from the user. User is going to give some input. So how I'll take that input? How I'll take that input from the user, right? And if I take that input from the user, that I have to initialize inside a variable. Correct. So how I'm going to take that input? That user input will be taken using like that input. Okay. And here I can write enter what is EMP ID. What is EMP ID? EMP ID. What is EMP ID? Right? So what is the EMP ID? Right? So that EMP ID I have to insert, and that should come inside a variable, right? And that variable I can write EMP ID. And that variable is a variable of current object. That's why I want to point out this variable using the keyword called self dot. The self, already I told you, it is going to point your current object attribute. So for your EMP details class have an attribute called EMP ID. So self.empid means current object attribute EMP ID, pointing out with the help of this self. So if I have given the EMP ID, that will come inside a variable called EMP ID. Fine. Okay. Next, I'm writing another one. I'm taking another one input from the user, like input. What is EMP name? What is EMP name? Right. So what is EMP name? That EMP name I have to insert, right? That EMP name should come inside a variable, and that variable I'm providing with the help of self dot EMP name. Okay, right? Similarly, take another one input from the user. Take the third argument input from the user, like what is EMP email, right? So what is EMP email, right? So that email we have to insert, and that I'm going to take inside a variable self dot EMP email. Self dot means current object attribute. Okay, so this came inside this three variable. I'll tell you later about different types of variable inside a class. For the time being, I'm just saying that whatever the input that came from the user that you have taken inside 3 variable. Fine, right? So this is the purpose of this constructor. Okay, now I want to write another one method that is going to print all these 3 variables. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to write one method. So method, how to write method? I have to define method. That's why def. And to define a method, that's why def. And space, the method name is like print emp details. Print emp details, right? And you can put here self, right, colon. And enter tab. Now here, inside print emp details, what I want to print this values. So print here, print, and emp id is that I want to print, right? So how we are going to print? There is option is there. This is one approach how I'm going to print. Emp id is comma. You can write here self dot emp id. This is one approach. I can print it like this. Like this. Okay, and Control C. The API that is being inserted by the user. Second, I want to print the EMP name that is inserted by the user. Okay, EMP name is self.emp name. Okay, similarly, print can write like EMP email. Email is self.emp email. Okay, so like this way I can print all this variable value, right, using this print emp details method. So this is the method that is used to print all the variable value. Fine. Okay, now what I have to do, how I can call this method, right? So first what I have to do, first we have to create an object of this class, right? How to create an object of this class? How to create an object for this class? So if you write like this, that means the object created for this class. So when object created, this constructor will automatically called and it will take the input from the user. Okay, it will take the user from the user, right? So I have to call this method creating an object of the class, right? So I have to take a reference here, e equal to, so e reference is pointing out to this object. Python, we create the object like this, right? Okay. Now, using this e reference, I'm going to call this method print emp details, Control C, Control V, like this, right? If I call like this, correct, then it will print all the employee details, right? So this is a very simple example how I can take user input in Python. Very simple example, right? So let's execute this one. So Control C, emp details.py. Okay. Now close this. Create one file. New file. Okay, and I want to say this file name as file save as, and using this file name as put it inside this ABC package, and using this file name as empdetails.py. emp details.py. Fine. Okay, and just save it here. Fine. So I don't have to write once again. I can put it here from here itself. Control V, right? So I have to provide an indentation. Today I'm doing this. Tomorrow I'll use IT. So can this is a constructor that I'm going to use, and this constructor can use this indentation, because indentation is important in Python. So I'm going to take the input find this. Similarly, this is another method I have declared for the method also to provide the indentation for. Right, and here I've created an object of EMP, and I'm creating an object. I'm calling this method. Fine, enter. Save. Save. Okay. Now if I want to execute it, I want to execute from here in the command line. This is my code, right? And I want to execute through command line. So just take it. Python. Make emp details.py. emp details.py, right? Okay. Now I'm going to take the input. It is saying that inconsistent use of tabs and spaces. Okay, so just see here, here. I think it is fine. File, save it. Self.npid. Okay. Okay, now here is one point. If I want to print this variable like this, it's a variable, right? How we can print it here? Now this is a variable. One option is save it, file save. See here, please enter the EMP ID. So I've given EMP ID is 1020. Enter EMP name. I'm giving the EMP name as Navin. Okay, and EMP ML, and I'm writing the EMP ML as navin@gmail.com. Right, so I've taken the input, all the three input, right, entered. And if you see here, EMP details, print EMP details is printing all this variable value, right? So the input that has been taken, by the constructor, because this constructor is used to initialize the object. So when this constructor is going to take this input from the user, right? Once it is done, object is initialized, and I'm calling this method e.print emp details, and I'm calling this method using this reference. Then it's printing all the attribute value. Now this is one approach how we can print them. Now some of you may try the approach. No, I don't want to use comma. I want to use concatenation operator here. Some of you may try. I don't want to use comma. I want to use concatenation operator here. Then what is the problem? It will work. And it was concatenation operator. Don't want to use comma. What is the problem? Now see here, this is a concat. You're concatenating in a string. Okay, you're concatenating a string. It will work fine if EMP with EMP name, because EMP name is in a string. With EMP ML also it will work fine because it's a string. So string, you are concatenating with a string, no problem. But the problem will come when that string gets concatenated with a variable. It's a variable, it's not a string. EMP ID is a variable, it is not a string. So problem will come when you are going to concatenate string with a variable. Just see here how the problem comes. Save it. Let me execute it. EMP ID 3434. EMP name Navin. Okay, and EMP email @gmail.com. Fine. Now, if you see here, it should give some error because it is an EMP ID. It should take an int. It's an int, right? EMP ID. It should take an int. Okay, so file, save it, and let's execute once again. EMP ID. No, it's not giving any problem. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Some